So how many days to 26? Huh? Honorable members, no. The petition should be responded within 60 days, not after 60 days. Within. And we have 4 days to the due time. One is on PWD, the other one is on health. Chairperson, what is the status of the petition?
Mr. Speaker, we are coming from Kilili Kalamba. We have gathered the final part, so we just need to finish reporting and we table.
And what about the petition by the Union of Workers?
Fine. Do you have? No, I don't have that. No? Hello? Mr. Speaker, we have not handled the other one.
Chairperson, you remember the petition by health workers?
Remember they met you, but we didn't meet again. They didn't meet us.
But the matter was referred. There are complaints, a number of issues, which was referred to your committee. That's what the ABC said.
Maybe let me check with the clerk, my clerk, and see. But he has not brought it to us.
Yeah. Member from Bitini, you are in that meeting? When you met the unionists?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yes, I was with you in that meeting, but it was not committed to any committee. We just discussed with the union.
But we advised them it's going to be referred to the respective committee and they will be invited.
Yes.
Okay. Leader of the majority.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I also sat in that meeting, and as you said, we met those union members, and it was agreed that they bring a petition that will be committed to the Committee on Health, and they shall be invited, if my memory serves me well. That is what was discussed.
Well, Clerk, you revisit that matter. We need an update tomorrow on the same. Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Leader of the majority party. Chairperson, Budget and Appropriation Committee.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Assembly today, Monday, 20th November 2023 at 2:30 p.m. The report of the Budget and Appropriation Committee on consideration of Makueni County Financial Year 2023-2024 Supplementary Budget 1. I lay.
Chairperson, Committee on Finance and Socio-Economic Planning.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I have 4 papers to lay, but since they are not ready, the committee we are requesting and proposing new date of submission. Mr. Speaker, the first report is on the report of the Committee on Finance and Socio-Economic Planning on the Makueni County Executive Quarterly Report and Financial Statements for the quarter ended 30th September 2023. Mr. Speaker, we request to lay this paper on 28th of November 2023. The report of the Committee on Finance and Socio-Economic Planning on the Makueni County Quarter 1 Receiver of Revenue Financial Statements for the period ended 30th September 2023. Mr. Speaker, we request to submit this paper on 28th November 2023. 3. The report of the Committee on Finance and Socio-Economic Planning, the Makueni County Revenue Fund, quarterly reports and financial statements for the quarter ended 30th September 2023. We request to lay this paper on 5th December 2023, while the report of the Committee on Finance and Socio-Economic Planning on the Makueni County Emergency Fund, quarterly report and financial statement September 2023. Mr. Speaker, we request to submit this paper on 5th December 2023. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You take note that you have extended the timeline beyond what was given, but you have not given an explanation why you need more time. The business is due.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This has been occasioned by the pending business that we have been declaring, and as we all are aware that the Committee on Finance has been on the order paper every day, submitting and tabling reports and motions. That is what has made to delay of this. But we are committed to ensure that we go as per the timelines we have given. Thank you.
You proceed to do so within those timelines. We will not extend. You must confine yourself within that. Chairperson, Committee on Water and Sanitation, to lay a committee's report. Chairperson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on their table, the Assembly today, Monday, 20th November 2023 at 2:30 p.m. The report of the Committee on Water and Sanitation on oversight on water projects. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Chairperson, Committee on Gender, Children, Youth, Sports and Social Services, to lay a paper.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the County Assembly today, Tuesday, 14th November 2023 at 9:30 a.m. The report of the Committee on Gender, Children, Youth, Sports and Social Services regarding persons living with disability in the the county.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Chairperson, Budget and Appropriation Committee. What is your point of order, member from Bitini Ward?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my point of order is the paper laid by Honorable Member Eric Katumu. He said at 9:30. I wonder if it's 9:30 right now.
Member for Thangabot, Chairperson, Committee on Gender, is it true that you've stated 9:30 instead of 2:30? You first answer the question. Is it true that you've stated 9:30 as alleged instead of 2:30? That's the question.
There's something I was sending, and I was supposed to send at 9:30.
We're asking whether
Yes.
is it true that is what you have stated.
That's what I've said.
We're not asking why you have said it.
Yes.
You want to know whether member from Bitini is right or is
Yes,
wrong?
he is right, Honorable Speaker. I was
Fair enough.
Yes.
If that is the case, then can you do the right thing? You hold on the explanation for another time.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I was on my phone and there is something which I was supposed to send at 9:30 today, and my mind was ringing 9:30. So that's the reason I said 9:30. I'm sorry. So, Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the Assembly today, Tuesday, 14th November 2023 at 2:30. The report of the Committee on Gender, Children, Youth, Sports and Social Services regarding persons living with disability in the county. I lay.
Chairperson, Budget and Appropriation Committee.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to give notice of the following motion, that this Assembly adopt the report of Budget and Appropriation Committee on the consideration of Makueni County Financial Year 2023-2024 Supplementary Budget 1, laid on the table of the Assembly on 20th November 2023.
Chairperson, Committee on Finance and Socio-Economic Planning, that business, the notices are deferred to the timelines that you provided. Chairperson, Committee on Gender, Children, Youth, Sports and Social Services, to give a notice or a motion.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. The Speaker, I beg to give the give notice of the following motion, that this Assembly adopts the report of the Committee on Gender, Children, Youth, Sports and Social Services on persons with disability in the county, laid on the table of the Assembly on 20th November 2023.
Chairperson, Committee on Water and Sanitation, to give a notice of a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to give notice of the following motion, that this Assembly adopts the report of the Committee on Water and Sanitation on oversight on water projects, laid on the table of the Assembly on 20th November 2023. Thank you.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Honorable Elizabeth Muthikamuli to request for a statement from the Chairperson Committee on Gender, Children, Youth, Sports and Social Services regarding the sports development programs, legal mashinani in the county.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I request this statement bearing in mind that most of the Ligi Mashinani programs have begun in the county. So, Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Article 185.3 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, Section 392 of the County Governments Act 2012, revised in 2020, and Standing Order 50 of the Makueni County Standing Orders, I rise to request for a statement from the Chairperson Committee on Gender, Children, Youth, Sports and Social Services regarding the sports development programs, Ligi Mashinani in the county. In the financial year 2023-2024, various wards listed below have allocations of various amounts for sports development in the wards. Ilima has allocated 1.5 million, Ivingoni Nzambani has 1.5 million, Kalawa has 1.5 million, Kasikeo Ward has 1 million, Kadonzweni has 0.5, that is 500,000. Kimakiu Kalanzoni has 250,000. Kikumbulu North has 1 million. Kilungu has 2.5 million. Kisau Kiteta has 1 million. Kitisa Kiduki has 500,000. Makindu Ward has 1 million. Masongaleni has 1.5 million, Mavindini has 1 million, Bitini has 1 million, Boni Ward has 2 million, Mutituandei has 1.5 million, Mukaa has 1 million, Nguma Sumba has 2 million, Ngumo has 1 million, Zawi Kilili Kalamba 1 million, Thange 1.5, Tulimani 1.5 million, and Wotenziu Ward as 2.5 million. Honorable Speaker, the sports development has been organized in the form of tournaments, Ligi Mashinani, in which teams from various sports disciplines, including soccer, volleyball, handball, basket, and athletics, competitively participate and are ranked, and winners, depending on each ward's guidelines, are awarded at the end of such tournaments. Honorable Speaker, the Ligi Mashinani tournament has kicked off in various wards across the county. However, most participating teams have not been furnished with adequate information on the structure, participation, and awarding of the tournament. Honorable Speaker, the chairperson should therefore clarify on the following. 1, how the expenditure breakdown of the funds allocated by the county government towards sports development in each of the above listed 23 wards for the financial year 2023-2024 will be. 2, the guidelines of engagement in the Ligi Mashinani, including the guidelines on elections of Ward Sports Council officials and teams' participation in the league. The guidelines should be approved by each ward for each sport discipline. 3, the rules and regulations governing the Ligi Mashinani for each ward for each sports discipline. And 4, the list of the Ward Sports Council officials per ward, stating the position of each official, together with the responsibilities attached to each position. 5, the minutes and resolutions of each Ward Sports Council on the election of the above stated officials, clearly showing the proposer, the seconder, and the votes garnered, as well as votes garnered by other contestants. 6, the list of referees identified by each Ward Sports Council to officiate the Ligi Mashinani matches for each sports discipline, together with the qualifications of such referees. 7, the duly filled and signed player registration form for each team, clearly showing the name, ID number, passport photo, team officials, and their contacts for each participating team or teams, to be categorized per ward per discipline. 8, the modalities of paying the referees, including the amount, who to provide the amount, and the minutes and resolutions of the Ward Sports Council, where such resolutions were made, with logistical support to enable them attend the matches away from their home. How are such teams expected to foot their travel costs while attending such away matches? 10, the list of awards to teams in each ward at the end of the leagues, stating the positions to be awarded and the awards, showing type of award attached to each position. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I hope the committee will, because before, when Honorable Bernard Tivu brought a statement before this House about the Super Cup, you gave directions that we get guidelines on how this will be managed. We have not yet received. I have brought this statement because we are now witnessing a similar situation as we witnessed last time. And I don't want us to come here again in February and ask questions when we could avoid the situation as early as this. So we need the guidelines managing the Sports Development Fund and how the Ligi Mashinani is being undertaken in the county. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Member for Kikumbulu South Ward.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I have listened very keenly, and there are matters which I would have wished we also take cognizance of. One, on the Ligi Mashinani, there is a Ligi Mashinani coming for the whole county, and then there is a Ligi Mashinani which is ward-based. We also need to differentiate that. We can get to understand the two levels, because there is one which is done from HQ and there is another one from the ward. Then on the ward, we have an issue to do with now the public participation happening towards the monies which were appropriated for that specific ward. Like in my ward, we have the budget then the members of public who are the sports people go again and do a public participation to show the specific items which will be catered for in that ward. So I would also have wished if we could get just a summary of what was agreed at the public participation for that ward. And when it comes to also match officials, match officiating is also a very tricky, so that we don't press the members of the assembly without now getting the real issue, where the real issue is, and which is in the sports officers and also the people on the ground who are implementing this project. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
So what is the ask? There are so many asks that you've made, but we want to concretize.
I spoke very direct language, Honorable Speaker.
I want to know on the issues you raised.
The issue one is to differentiate the legal machinery.
You know, you must persuade the chair
Yes.
to give directions, and you must persuade Honorable Mudike to allow your issues.
And she was nodding all through. Yeah.
So there are so many, you have to concretize. Otherwise, your issues are likely to be more than the statement as requested.
Yeah, I was just I was making the statement to include some of these issues, because some of the issues may not have been captured, and it is good if we capture them as an assembly so that it sorts everything once and for all. And I recognize the good efforts of my friend, Honorable Modike, for coming in hunting to help the people of Makueni and also the youths in the villages. I started with that, and if it is a wish, we can include some of those issues so that it captures the 30 wards. And as we capture the 30 wards, we don't also disadvantage those people who put the different monies and those who also did not use the monies to the sports, because some of these priorities change in our ward. So a ward may have a priority in water and another one in sports. So we don't want to act to disadvantage other wards, so that we can also, we want to look better in future. So this one will be a benchmark. What the statement should is a benchmark for the future. And I know you understand that, Honorable Speaker.
I understand Honorable Mudike is interested with the wards that have budget allocation. If a ward has zero allocation, there's very little you can do.
There is league machinani. When you mention the league machinani aspect, it goes across all wards.
I'm saying, you know, all counties must offer health services. If county government X has zero budget on purchase of drugs, where will the drugs come from? So Honorable Mudike's statement is on wards that have budget allocation, and I don't think there is an headquarter allocation for wards that have not provided a budget for that.
Okay.
And some wards have 2 million, others are 3 million, others are 500,000. So the treatment will not be the same.
Thank you very much. You have even mentioned a very good aspect on how wards are budgeting. Like in Kikumbuli South, we put 2 million for sports. Then they went ahead and the department, the director and his people, went ahead and now divided that money. One to go to sports and other for something they are calling teke teke. I think we use it teke teke, which was not part of what the people of Kikumbuli wanted. So that's another thing also, Honorable Speaker, as she packages, as the minister gets this info, he can also respond to why they have been able to do their own stuff, which is not part of what people asked, Honorable Speaker.
Fair enough.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Is Ujuzi teke teke a sports activity?
It's not, but we saw...
What is it?
It's an empowerment thing. And you know, like in Kikumbuli, we put 2 million, Then one went to Ujuzi and they did not even consult us.
But there must be a policy.
There is no policy there.
Hold on. Thank you. You'll have all the time to respond, Chair. You'll have all the time to respond instead of informing. I hear you, Honorable Kalonda.
Thank you, Honorable.
Member from Titwande, what?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We are just trying to look at the wards which have allocated some money. And I was just getting worried why the honorable member is trying to tie us when he has not allocated money. For the, and the wards which have allocated money, there are 23. It's not, honestly, if it is there, maybe it's not in the budget.
Thank you.
For Tulimani.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, you know, I think what the honorable member is preferring to, you know, is taekwondo is teke, Mr. Speaker, end of quote. So perhaps that is what, because in the list that the honorable member has requested, I've not heard the name Kikombolu. So maybe the teke is part of sport. Maybe need.
Member for Kikumbuli South.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. In Kikumbuli South, we put 2 million, and our Ligi Mashinani is now at semi-finals at Kikumbuli South. And we have been very consistent. Every year we put 2 million shillings for sports in Kikumbuli South. So it goes without saying that all the time Kikumbuli South is in the list. So if Honorable Member Muthike maybe overlooked that, that is a problem, but I wanted to enrich this statement so that it includes matters for Kikumbuli South, which we have put 2 million shillings, but the department went ahead and put 1 million shilling going to.
So when did you realize that part of the 2 million has been spent on a program which was not prioritized?
Just 2 weeks ago, I was with Honorable Member for Masongalen when we visited and.
So honorable members.
2 weeks ago.
I hear you. Honorable members.
Yes.
So what business does Honorable Mudike have with a member who has learned a problem in their ward and they are not willing to come forward and request for a statement? You know, she's very focused on allocation and very particular programs, how they will start, how they will end. But if a member, so that we don't digress the statement, if you have allocation of 2 million and part of them has been spent on activities that were not prioritized, that is a substantive and a serious matter which amounts to misappropriation, which should be picked. I'm also afraid it may not be captured well and be dealt conclusively if it is picked as a concern. Because then what Honorable Muthike is asking, much it is specific words, there are also general cross-cutting issues. You get my point? And if there are other words where the allocations have been appropriated to other programs, we need to know. Maybe the respective members are comfortable so that then we know how to pick the Kikumbuli South issue and any other word that has similar issue and substantive either be part of that statement instead of picking in isolation.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. It is good to inform that when I visited the department 2 weeks ago with Honorable Member for Masongalen, I agreed to their authoritarian decision, which they had put 1 million going to Ujuzi Teke because it's still going to benefit the people of Kikumbuli South. But
you are okay with that?
I was okay with that. I have no issue with that.
Then can we rest that matter?
But on the list, I should be, the ward Kikumbuli South is in the list of the sport. Because we are at semi-finals now.
I hear you.
Last weekend we
So then we retain Honorable Mudike's statement as requested because they will use it and the league.
No, for Ujuzi I have no problem.
Then we don't have to bring it. We don't have to.
No, I said I have no issue with Ujuzi. I was only explaining because Honorable member from Titwande stood to say I am making them tired
Okay,
while
fine.
I'm not in the list.
I'll give direction
While
to that.
Kikumbulu is in the list, and consistently we have been doing sports.
We will deal with
every
that.
week.
I'll
Thank
give
you, Honorable
directions on
Speaker.
that.
Yes.
Honorable Elizabeth Muthige.
Honorable Speaker, I only stood to inform the member for Kikumbulu South that from where I sit, Ligi Mashinani has always been a purely upward project in many of these projects that we have been doing as a county. And what is manned from the headquarter is what we call the Super Cup. That is what comes at the headquarter. But Ligi Mashinani has purely been a ward project, budgeted under the ward monies, and that is why I have interest, because many of the young people from this county may lack information on how it is being managed and what they expect at the end of the Ligi Mashinani process. Thank you.
Chairperson Committee on Sports, how much time do you require to give a substantive and a detailed, conclusive response on that statement?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, first I want to thank the 23 wards who have allocated funds for the Ligi Mashinani. It's a good initiative and I thank them. Number two, Honorable Speaker, in that department of gender, the entire department, we have youth empowerment, we have social protection, we have we have so many things. And members can, you can allocate some funds, maybe social protection or youth empowerment, and then you're confused with the sports. So we need to check as members so that you can know what you have allocated for which and where. Honorable Speaker, having said that, I want to thank Honorable Muthike for that statement, and I want to promise this House, Mr. Speaker, what happened last time will not happen again. I'm requesting for only 21 days so that we can come up with a comprehensive report on, because each and every ward has its own sports council who are doing it on a different time and different places. So we are requesting for 21 days so that we can give the report. Thank you.
Honorable Muthige.
Honorable Speaker, I am one person who never disputes any time a committee requests. But on this matter, I know the membership of that committee personally. And most of the members of that committee of gender are affected members from the statement that I've raised. So they can still put a lot of effort, because we are going to save the young people they represent at their wards so that they can bring this response in 14 days. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
What is the status of implementation of this Ligi Mashinani as we speak? The 23 wards?
It's going. Some had quarterfinals, others are semis. So by February, we will be finishing up with the Ligi Mashinani.
Conclusion is one.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. In Kikumbulu South, we are concluding first weekend of December.
Now, member for Chairperson Committee, what will you be responding after Kikumbulu has concluded the sports? Because I presumed if Honorable Muthike is asking the guidelines of engagement in Ligi Mashinani, you don't need to prepare. You get into a drawer or you go to your email and you forward to clerk@makuenicounty.assembly.com. Or say, we don't have. It is simple. You can't pray about it. There's no magic. There's no incubation period. There are not eggs that they will hatch after 21 days. Now, a breakdown of expenditure of funds allocated in Makueni Ward Sports in each of the above listed. Do you mean the department needs 21 days to know how much is allocated in the 1 million for Kikumbulu South and how they have spent? Because it means somehow they have spent. If they have, in Kikumbulu South, Honorable Galunda tells you that by December, and if Kikumbulu South is to go by as an example, it means if they are spending, Muthike is asking, order members, order chair, the breakdown of expenditure of funds allocated in Kikumbuli South. The spots are almost halfway. So why does the member, chairperson, require 21 days to explain what they have spent in your ward? 3, I now know where the problem is. May not be the department, because the chair is quarreling the request of the statement instead of listening. May not have even have caught what you are saying. 3, the rules and regulation governing the league machinery. If in Kikumbuli South they have started and they are almost halfway, it's either there are rules that they are using or they have no rules. So all you require is to forward clerk of the county assembly, find here with attached rules. You require 21 days? Again, as I've asked, are they eggs that you require in an incubator to hatch to chicks? 3, minutes of resolutions of each ward sports council. It is presumed before the sports started in Kikumbuli South, there were minutes and there was a meeting. So it's either you forward the minutes or they are not there. You require 21 days. Duly filed and signed player registration form for each of the team. It is so simple that you say in the case of Kikumbuli, this is what happened. But in Ward X, they are starting next week, and then we will share the details. The modalities of playing the referees, including the amount to which, if there are games in Kikumbuli, it means some referees have been remunerated. So you just need to say this is what we are doing. Whether participating teams are facilitated logistical support to enable them to attend matches from their home ground and away. Then if in Kikumbuli and Kiembeni there was a travel, then you need to say just what you did. I mean, chairperson, please don't demonstrate order member for Kikumbuli. Chairperson, you know you are live on YouTube, and I can tell you those people are watching. Now in Kikumbuli and you neighbor Kikumbuli South, and I know you live in Kibwezi, they are watching, and you are telling them that you require 21 days to give their names, and they already registered and they have copied. In fact, if you ask them on WhatsApp, they can send to you. So chairperson, be a little bit firm. Relate with the reality and then give us a timeline.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg us not to use the example of Kikumbuli South because from the list.
Order, member. I said whether Kikumbuli South is privately organized or otherwise is an example.
14 days, Honorable Speaker. 14 days is okay.
You need 14. Honorable member. You need 14 days to forward to the County Assembly guidelines. It's either they are there or they are not there. In fact, you should have been honorable to say we will do it tomorrow at 2:30. That way, then you are forwarding documents that are in existence. You know, it's either they are there or we are just doing like looking after cattle. There are no rules. It's simple. When you take cattle to grazing, you just leave them to walk around and you get them back in the evening. They're asking, you know, the member is asking, can you forward what you have?
Okay, 7 days, Honorable Speaker.
What do you need 7 days to?
Thank you.
You know, honorable members, I'm persuaded the information Honorable Mudhike is requesting information to be forwarded. He's not asking the CEO and the ECM to sit down and discuss. There is nothing to be collected from ground. This is not a status of operation of a borehole where you need the waziri to get a report, to get photos, and so forth. And therefore, there's no reason why reasonably, chairperson, if we are reasonable with the young people of this county, there is no reason whatsoever as to why the committee cannot file a response on Wednesday this week at 2:30, if they care. And if that information as requested exists, it's as simple as that. If it doesn't exist on Wednesday, then you can ask for 30 days. You can now promise you'll give it after the league machinery. Then we'll craft some rules. You know, it's so simple. Let us respect people, McQueen. Why do you require 7 days, honestly? Member for Tulimani.
Mr. Speaker, I want to educate my young brother because perhaps he's trying to guess. And time to guess is not now. Mr. Speaker, I allocated 1.5 million, for example, into Limani. There was a public participation. It was already done. There is an existing sports council. It is already there. They vetted, they elected, they have minutes. It's a matter of, in fact, Mr. Speaker, if you are so honest enough, unless those records remain in the ward, and it is raining and they find jam, that information is at the desk of the ECM, Mr. Speaker, because all returns are taken to the HQ. It's a matter of, in fact, if you could give him an hour, Mr. Speaker, I am very sure that information will be here. But you are so, Mr. Speaker, professional, because of course of time, and you don't want him to live here, telling him Wednesday. To me, it is too far. Tomorrow would be better. But we'll go with your, Mr. Speaker, directions. Honorable members, seriously speaking, before we even say 7 days, it is even better we say, let me consult my colleague who has more experience about some of these things, and I'll be able to answer. But when you stand up, we will look like we may not know anything. 21 days for a statement that is on the top of the desk. Mr. Speaker, I think let us rise above these petty things. And Mr. Speaker, let us serve the people of Makueni. I know the member, if properly advised, in fact, he can bring this information tomorrow. But Mr. Speaker, we stand with your advice.
Lastly, member for meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to support the honorable member, majority leader, on the issue, Mr. Speaker. The information is, Mr. Speaker, is already in our WhatsApp for those who have organized. So it's a click of the button and you get the information. And then, Mr. Speaker, number 9, the challenge on logistics, Mr. Speaker. These teams, most of the time, are the youth and they travel long distance. So there is a big challenge. So we need to know how they have organized on that issue. Now, Mr. Speaker, before even the league machinery starts, each ward and each ward council has all the required information that is being requested by Honorable Muthike. So it's a matter of calling the Waziri and he just emails the information right now. Thank you.
Honorable Eric.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I've heard what members have said, and today is on Monday, Mr. Speaker. Let me request to make sure the report is with the Assembly by Wednesday, 2:30.
Fair enough. Further to that, just cross-check with the budget, the issue raised by Honorable Kalunda, if indeed he stated that there is a budget provision in his ward, there's a possibility that the 23 might have left a ward that has a budget provision. So if there's a member who has a budget provision, please liaise with the clerk of the county assembly and give out your name so that it is included. Wards that have not been mentioned as part of the 23, including that of Kikumbuli South. Next. Chairperson Committee on Health Services to give response to statement regarding provision of inpatient services at Chambeke Health Center in Ilima Ward. Honorable members, the member for Ilima is away. I can't locate him, and owing to the communication that I've given, then I give up to tomorrow for member to be present, failure to which the response will be laid. Chairperson Committee on Lands, Urban Planning and Development to give a response to statement regarding the transfer of functions to Water Emali Sultan municipalities as was requested by member for Mulala Emali Ward. Chairperson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm armed with all the responses for the statement, and understand the member is not in the house, so I seek your indulgence.
We'll defer that matter to tomorrow. The clerk advise the member appropriately. The chairperson Committee on Lands again to give a response to a statement regarding establishment of county physical land use planning consultative forum where county physical land use, county planning liaison committees as requested by member Formula Mali, SEM, to come to tomorrow. Chairperson, Committee on Water Sanitation to give a response to statement regarding operations of Kethumani Water Project. So the Kathuma Water Project as requested by Honorable Mateso, member for Water Zoo Ward.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is a response to the statement regarding the operations of Kathuma Water Project and various boreholes in Water Zoo Ward. Mr. Speaker, sir, pursuant to the provisional standing order 53 of Makueni County Assembly standing orders, I hereby rise to give a response to the statement regarding the operations of Kathuma Water Project and the various boreholes in Water Zoo Ward, as was requested on Wednesday, and that is on 1st November 2023 by member for Water Zoo Ward, Honorable Boniface Mateso. Mr. Speaker, sir, in the request, the member alleged that Kathuma Water Project is among the highly financed water projects in Water Zoo Ward, having received over 25 million across the financial years. That is the financial year 2016-2017 and the financial year to financial year 2022-23. And there were high expectations of the project impacting the community since the boreholes are very high water yields. The operations of water projects have been successful since its installation until the beginning of the year 2023, when it is alleged that some illegal individuals have established illegal connections to the water project pipeline, hence diverting the water for agricultural use and cutting off the water supply to the 10 designated community water points. The project is no longer of help to the community as it was planned. Mr. Speaker, sir, further, the honorable member alleged that in the financial year 2014-2015 and 2015-2016 as well as 2016-2017, the following 3 boreholes were allocated money and drilled by the county government. Number 1, we have Zoo borehole, Dangu, where it is located at Kwachenge. Then we have also Dangu again, borehole number 3, which is located at Kwachenze. Then the 5th one, that is Makolongo borehole. These boreholes were functional, but are currently broken down, where the Zoo borehole broke down in the year 2018, Dangu borehole broke down in the year 2016, then Kwachenze broke down in the year 2019, while Makongo finally broke down in the year 2023. Mr. Speaker, sir, since the boreholes broke down, the concerned department has not taken any action to repair the boreholes, something that has led to serious water challenges in the affected areas, since the residents depends on the boreholes for their daily water needs. Mr. Speaker, sir, in the statement, the member requested for clarifications on the following issues. Number 1, whether the department is aware that the water project has had problems since the beginning of the year 2023, including the said illegal connections. B, if yes, what actions has the department taken to ensure reliable supply of water to the following community water points is restored? C, provide a list of all individual connections since the installations of the project and the duplicate receipts showing the amounts paid as connections fees for each such individual connections, and the billing reports showing the monthly payments of the water bills. D, provide the ration water report for both the individual connections and the community water points for the last 5 months, and that is from the month of June to month of October, and account for all the water released from the master meter during that period. E, the amount of payment by clients and given an account of how much has been collected by the Sustainability Committee since the installation of the projects. And that should as well show all books of accounts and statements together with the bank account showing the last account transactions and the account balance as at 31st October 2023. F, whether the borehole has experienced breakdown since its installation and the cost of repairs of such breakdowns, and what has been the source of funds to cater for those repairs. Then G, what plans does the department have in place to ensure the restoration of water supply to the 10 designated community water points, including the provisions of power backup to supplement the solar systems power. On the various boreholes, there were additional concerns from the member. That is, A, whether the department is aware that the 4 mentioned boreholes have not been functional, some dating back to 2016. If yes, why has the department not taken action to repair the boreholes? C, provide a report of the current status of each bore, clearly showing what component is broken down and how each borehole would require to be repaired, as well as the expected use of each bore. D, who used to manage the operations of the boreholes when they were in use. E, provide a list of the names of the sustainability committees for the boreholes which were in place during the operational periods of the boreholes. F, provide the financial reports for each bore showing how much money was collected, and thus collection should be monthly by each bore and how such monies were spent. Then the last one, Mr. Speaker, what plans does the department have in place to ensure that the boreholes are repaired back to their functional status so as to serve the community as it was planned? Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee sought for the above information from the ECM Water and Sanitation as verified on the letter reference MCA /WS .com /Sio Dabuhara 2023 /020, that is dated 1st November 2023. Upon receipt the response, Mr. Speaker, the committee scrutinized it and hereby wishes to respond as follows. So, Mr. Speaker, I will go as per the question and also the answer as per what has been requested. Number 1, whether the department is aware that the water project has had problems since the beginning of the year 2023, including the said illegal connections. Then the response is yes, the Department of Water and Sanitation is aware that the water project has problem. This was reported that the borehole water was not reaching all the water points. Additionally, it was recently reported that the project has land issues where the masonry tank is constructed. There has never been any reported case of illegal connections to the water project. Question number 2. If yes, what actions are the department taking to ensure reliable supply of water to the following community water points is restored? The Department for Water in the supply area rose during the dry period. The water production from the boreholes has been affected by cloud cover, as solar is the only source of power. The department has prioritized this with the current budget and the borehole to be connected with Kenya Power, which will increase the water production from 100 cubic meters per day to 300 cubic meters per day. This will ensure water availability and reduce the conflict of the scarce resource. Question number 3, Mr. Speaker. Provide a list of all individuals' connections since the installation of the project and the duplicate receipts showing the amounts paid as connection fee for each such individual connections, and the billing report showing the monthly payments of the water bills. A list of all individuals' connections since the installation of the project, the duplicate receipts showing the amounts paid as connection fee for each, and bank statement for the period that started on 1st September 2022 to 11th November 2023 with a bank balance of 141,007 shillings, and that has been banked at KCB. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, as per that question, we have Annex 1 and 2, and that provides a list of all individuals as per the connections. Question number 4, Mr. Speaker. Provide the ration water report for both the individual connections and the community water points for the last 5 months, that is the month of June to October, and the account for all water released from the master meter during that period. The water rationing timetable since January 2022 is as shown below. Then we have a program there that is a timetable guide, Mr. Speaker, whereby we have a date and the zone or else the area that receives water as per the ration as indicated as per the number of days within a week. That is on Monday and Tuesday, we have Zoo Market and the Kideini, that is the upper. Then on Wednesday and Thursday, we have Chenze and Muthioia area. Then Friday, Chenze area and the CTTI. Then Saturday, we have Jericho and the Kideini, the lower part of Kideini. Then on Sunday, we have Kaduma area. That is as per the timetable, a program that guides water rationing, Mr. Speaker. Question number 5, the amount of payment by clients and given an account of how much has been collected by the Sustainability Committee since the installation of the project. And Mr. Speaker, that should as well show all the books of account and the statements together with all the bank accounts that shows the last account transaction and the account balance as at that 1st October 2023. Mr. Speaker, as per the response, the mode of payment by client is through M-Pesa. Then we have a pay bill number there and also an account number. All the books of accounts is as shown on Annex 4. So we have an attachment there, Mr. Speaker, that has information. The Kaduma Bore or Water Project bank account balance is 141,000. 324 shillings as shown in the Annex 5. And the sample for water billing is as shown on the Annex 7. But just for simple clarification, we have 3 levels that have been indicated there. The first level is that, Mr. Speaker, the balance for the account is at 31st is 141,324 shillings. Then the Kilimo Savings Circle, we have at 2,115. Then we have cash with the treasurer that was captured at 7,000. That gives a total of 180,439 shillings. Question number 6, Mr. Speaker, whether the borehole has experienced breakdown since its installation and the cost of repairs of such breakdowns, and what has been the source of the funds to cater for those repairs. Mr. Speaker, you can see we have dates there as indicated. And then we have what was to be repaired, and then the cost of the repair, and where was the source of funds to repair that. As per the indication, Mr. Speaker, on the month of September 2021, we have a breakdown, and that was a motor breakdown for the purpose of replacement that costs 496,300. And the source of fund to repair that was from the Department of Water and Sanitation. On the same month, we have a borehole flushing, and that was actually done by the Department of Water and Sanitation. On the month of April 2022, then we have addition of 630 solar works panels that was set, and that actually was done by the Department of Water and Sanitation at a cost of 124,000. Then on the month of June 2023, we have a pump set lifting, motor replacement, pump servicing, then installation. That was done by the Department of Water and Sanitation at a cost of 480,200. Then we have the normal routine operations at the various water points or the boreholes, and that is actually done by the Project Sustainability Committee. Question number 7. What plans does the department have in place to ensure the restoration of water supply to the 10 designated community water points, including the provision of water backup, power backup to supplement the solar system? The department has plans to install electricity mains as a supplementary power source for the project. The component has a budget which is under procurement. Once the electricity main is installed, the daily water production from the borehole will triple. Then, Mr. Speaker, there was additional questions that actually tackled the boreholes. And as per the question, Mr. Speaker, we have a response for the various boreholes, particularly in each borehole side. Question number 1, whether the department is aware that the 4 mentioned boreholes have not been functional, some dating back to 2016. And the answer is yes, the department is aware. Then, what else? These are actually the responses to back up their answer. Number one, the Zoo borehole has a challenge of low yield, and that is 1.2 cubic meters per hour. The water tank is broken, and there's an issue of grid power operation. Number two, the Kwachenge, that is actually at Kanani. The borehole was drilled in 2014, but has a high salinity levels. Meanwhile, the department supplemented the water supply with fresh water from Kaiti Kamunyi water project. Number three, the Kwachenze, that is the borehole that is near Danku, was drilled earlier before devolution by national government. It has a low yielding capacity, and that is 1.4 cubic meters per hour. And as a land conflict, the department has supported the Kaiti Kamunyu water project sustainability committee to supply water to the area. Then the final one, the final one, Makongo borehole broke down, but the department is doing an effort. Diagnosis was done, and it was established that the borehole requires flushing and a replacement of motor. Question number two. If yes, why has the department not taken action towards repairing the boreholes? The department has done the following. Number one, supplied water to Nziu market, which was initially served by the low yielding and the saline Nziu borehole from the Kaduma borehole. Number two, the Kwachenge borehole area is served with the water from Kaiti Kamunyi water project, which is fresh and more reliable. Third one, the Kwachenze, that is the bore in Dango area, is served by water from Kaiti Kamunyi water project. Then, Makolongo borehole requires funds for replacement of the pump motor and the flushing. There is need for budget allocation for the borehole for rehabilitation. Mr. Speaker, question number 3, as per the clarifications of the boreholes, was that provide a report of the current status of each borehole, clearly showing what component is broken down and how each borehole would require to be repaired, as well as the expected use of each borehole. Then we have a table there, Mr. Speaker, with several columns. And the first column shows name of the project, status, and the component broken down. Then the yield of the borehole, rehabilitation, and the budget required. Then we have Makologo borehole. It is not functional. Why? Pump and the motor need to be replaced, and then requires also flushing. But the yield of the borehole is 3.5 cubic meters per hour. And that requires a budget of 400,000, Mr. Speaker. Then we have a Nziu borehole. The status is that not functional. Then the component that broke down, we have grid power, pump, and the motor, as well as water tank. But the yield is 1.2 cubic meters per hour. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, as part of the rehabilitation, the borehole requires flushing, solar installation, replacement of the pump and the motor, as well as tanker replacement. Then finally, it's important for diagnosis and repair of grid power to to make it operational. Mr. Speaker, the Kwajense borehole is a saline and has a land conflict, but the department has supplied water from Kaiti Kamunyu water project as per the community request. Then the Kwachenge, that is a borehole that is around Kanani. The water salinity levels are high, and an alternative supply is available. Then, Mr. Speaker, there is a concern as per the question number 4. Who used to manage the operations of the boreholes when they were in use? The operations of the boreholes were managed by the community through elected project management committees. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, there is a concern on how the management was. Therefore, the next question is, provide the list of the names of the sustainability committee for the boreholes which were in place during the operational periods of the boreholes. Then we have the committees as listed as per the borehole. Mr. Speaker, we have 5 boreholes. That is Makolongo borehole. Then you can see we have a committee of 4 members, the chairperson, the secretary. Their conduct numbers are also there. Then number 2, we have Kwachense borehole. We have a committee of 4 members. Their conduct numbers are provided. Number 3, we have Ziu borehole, a committee of 5 members. Their conducts are as well provided. Then we have Kwachenge, a committee of 7 members, and their conduct numbers are given, but that one is for 2 members. Question number 6. Provide the financial reports for each borehole showing how much money was collected on a monthly basis by each borehole and how such monies were spent. The borehole committees have not been active for a long time since the boreholes broke down a long time ago. Some in 2016, but the department is following up with the committees to provide the financial reports. Question number 7. What plans does the department have in place to ensure that the boreholes are repaired back to their functional status to serve the community as it was planned? Mr. Speaker, the Ziu borehole water, the Ziu borehole, which is at Kwachenge, and also the Ndanku borehole, are low yielding, hence they are of no economic value. The Department of Water and Sanitation has supplied reliable and clean water from alternative water supply system to those areas previously supplied by the boreholes. Makongo borehole has not been allocated a budget to enable the department to undertake its rehabilitation. The rehabilitation and the operation of the borehole will be implemented by the department as soon as the budget is allocated. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, those were actually the concerns from the member, what else you want, and as a committee, we are able now to look at those areas as per the response, and that is the response as per the committee. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Member for what else you want? Honorable Mateso.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is one of the biggest funded water project in my ward, which has been funded to a tune of close to 25 million up to now. Honorable Speaker, it's good that the department on question 1 has accepted that they are aware that there is a problem with this project. Mr. Speaker, question 2, what action has the department taken to ensure reliable supply of water? Mr. Speaker, in this question, the department has said that the demand for water is in the supply areas rose during the dry period. Mr. Speaker, this project was very successful from 2019 to up to 2022, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this problem arose during this year, at the beginning of this year, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, I tend to disagree with them that there are no illegal connections. Mr. Speaker, the reason for these problems...
You're on question number?
Question 2. On question 2, Mr. Speaker.
Question 2 has nothing to do with illegal connections.
Sorry?
Question 2 has nothing to do with illegal connections.
Sorry, Mr. Speaker, I'm saying the reason as to why there has been this shortage to these community water projects is that, Mr. Speaker, I'm attributing this to illegal connection, Mr. Speaker, and not the problem of power, Mr. Speaker. And since, Mr. Speaker, for the last 4 years, this project was successful. It was actually supplying water to the last point, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, on question 3, provide a list of all the individual connections since the installation, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, what I've seen on Annex 1, Mr. Speaker, is actually a list of names showing some amount that was paid, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, because we know, according to the water policy, is that they are supposed to show an individual name showing the account number, because there should be an account number showing the list, the name, and the account number. Mr. Speaker, what they have just given here is just a name and a sub amount which is paid here, Mr. Speaker. I don't know how authentic it is, because, Mr. Speaker, it doesn't show any connection number or anything, Mr. Speaker. They are just names listed showing some amount, Mr. Speaker. Again, Mr. Speaker, on the same question, I've said I need to see duplicates of the receipts of those individual connections. Mr.
You are
Speaker,
reading from which annex? Annex 2 has names?
there are names.
The first one is Joel Mutinda, 3,000 only. Water connection, amount is 3,000 and it's signed. Next
Yes,
one is
Mr. Speaker. These are names listed here, Mr. Speaker, showing some amount that was paid. And they are said, I think these are said to be the list of those who have been connected, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, again, I've also requested for duplicate of the receipts for those who have paid for the connection fee. Mr. Speaker, if you look at these names...
Is that requested, Honorable Matters?
That is
Annex
a
2
question.
as Annex 2 as list of names and institutions
Yes,
indicating
the
the
list
amount
of
and the
individual.
purpose. And the purpose is water connection. Janet David, 1,500. No, 1,500 only. 10,000 liters, zero water trunk. and it is
Mr.
indicated
Speaker,
forward.
if they mentioned liters, Mr. Speaker, I've only requested for the connection fee for the individuals and duplicates of the receipts, Mr. Speaker, and that is not what they have given. Mr. Speaker, if you look at the list, because, Mr. Speaker, we know a receipt as a serial number. What I was expecting from them is a receipt showing this is money paid for the connection, because, Mr. Speaker, we want to know.
I hear you, Honorable Mateso.
Yes.
You know, your question is simple. List of individual connections since installation of the project and the duplicate receipts showing amounts paid connection fee for each such individual's connections and billing report showing the monthly payments. To save time, Chairperson, do you have that information? Yes or no? Yes. All Honorable Mateso.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As per the annex, Mr. Speaker, let's now we seek for your guidance. I can see we have Annex 1 and 2, but whereby we have Annex 2, we have names of individuals, those who benefited from the connections. Because you can see we have Joel Mutinda, all paid 3,000 for water connection.
So where are the duplicates? Duplicate receipts, are they provided as requested?
If you can check.
The bank statement.
Yeah, I can see we have a receipt that is attached at the below there. I don't know how.
Annexure what? Which annexure is that?
Annex 2.
Annex 2 doesn't have receipts. It is indicating water connection or 10,000 liters of water. Someone paid for 1,000 or something like that. This is not a receipt, this is a schedule, it's handwritten. Or is it a receipt?
I can see something there. I can see Kabuma, Kiveni water project, something, dealers in water connections. Then a receipt from Tom Boya Zioka, that is receipt number 088.
Now,
that was for water connection.
Now, Kaduma Kedeine water project, that receipt is cancelled. It's receipt number 88, correct? The information before that Kaduma Kedeine receipt, which you are reading from, is unwritten information. There's no receipts. You agree with me? And that after that receipt for Kedeine, there is no other receipt other than receipt number 088. Are we together? Then you peruse Annex 2, you will see a receipt number 152, which has nothing. It's a copy of a receipt book. Are you there?
Yeah.
You are in receipt number 152? Go ahead, you'll see copies of receipts. Just a page before Annex 3. One page before Annex 3.
Before Annex 3?
Yes, the page before Annex 3.
Okay.
The page before Annex 3 has copies of receipts, correct? 152, 153, 154, 155. Anything indicated in that receipt is blank. So that is not a receipt. It's not evidence of payment. And it is very well, Kathuma, Kedeine water project dealers in water connections, received from dash, date dash, sum of shillings dash, payment of dash, cash or check dash, with thanks for Kathuma, Kedeine water projects. There's nothing. The information provided before, it is just a copy of an unwritten Kathuma Primary School on June of 2023, 3,650 water bill. So have you answered Honorable Mateso on question number 3? where he is requesting for receipts showing the amount paid as connection fees for each such individual connections. And is asking the installation project and the duplicate receipts showing the amounts paid.
Yeah. Then, Mr. Speaker, it means that those
Is the information provided or not?
Handwritten names, those handwritten names, the beneficiaries and the amount paid should as well match with the receipts.
So I'm asking,
yes.
Have you provided the duplicates to Honorable Mateso because he's disputing the handwritten?
Yes, I can see it. It is not there.
Any other question, Honorable Mateso? That is not answered.
On question 4, Honorable Speaker, the rationing of the water program have just been listed there, but I don't think it's followed. I keenly follow this water project, but I don't think they follow. But I have no problem with the program. Okay, Mr. Speaker, the mode of payment, question 5. Mr. Speaker, if you look at the bank's transaction carefully and compare to the list of the money that was collected with this particular date, Mr. Speaker, it's not matching. The bank transactions are not matching with the money that was collected unless it was not banked at that particular day, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, again, we know that government money can only be banked to a bank, Mr. Speaker. If you look at one of the operations account is that Kelimo Service Circle, Honorable Speaker. Well, Mr. Speaker, you need to ask why do we have two accounts? One is in a circle and another one in a KCB, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, we understand the fate of this Kilimo Circle. This money is already gone. The money deposited, that is 32,115, is already gone. You know the issues of Kilimo Circle. And my question is that why did they bank this money to Kilimo Circle? And what they have given, the total amount in the bank is 180,000 plus the cash with the treasurer. Mr. Speaker, why was the Sustainability Committee allowed to have two accounts, one in ASACO, and we know the purpose of ASACO, and one in KCB? That is our question we need to ask, Honorable Speaker. Again, Mr. Speaker, on question 6, why I asked the breakdowns. This bore breakdown, Mr. Speaker, and we cannot see any money spent actually to repair these breakdowns, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we are sending a very bad precedence. Once a project which is under certain Sustainability Committee is actually having issues, the department goes ahead and pay for the damages, Mr. Speaker. Yet we are people pocketing money is actually meant for this project, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we should have seen actually these panels, which are costing 124,000, being paid with this money. Why did the department not use part of this money to repair this ball? The money is still in the account. Where did this budget come from?
Honorable Mateso.
Yes.
Were you invited before this committee?
I was not.
So what we are doing now is an illegality. Chairperson, you have occasioned a procedural process and you are spending our time on a futile exercise. You can confirm that fact?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
In short, did you follow the procedure in processing this response to a statement?
Yeah, we did, but what skipped the committee is that we not invited the member.
So you did
when
not
we were
follow.
looking when we were looking
So
at the
you did not follow
at the
the procedure
report.
fully, correct?
Yes.
So how much time do you require to go and follow the procedure?
Mr. Speaker, I think we can have a sitting tomorrow. Then we invite the member to go together with through the report. Then we table it again.
Member, for what is your word?
Mr. Speaker, I'm available because this is a very important project in my ward, and I need to get to get the truth about this project. So, Mr. Speaker, I'll be available tomorrow anytime they wish. Thank you.
Chairperson, you proceed and do so. 2, Chairperson, you have so many water projects that are operating within the premise or area of operation of the water companies. Why is that happening? You have a bowl within Watertown, you have a water project within Watertown, is managed by community, they cannot do it. It is not their work to do management and water supply. The responsibility of the citizen is to consume water and pay the little that should be done. So within the municipality, we have the same problems. So I don't understand why it's taking long to deal with the sustainability issue. Honorable Matters. I think it's a matter that you can pick. If the committee is not moving, it's a matter that you can move and bring forward a motion making a recommendation that water projects within your ward be taken up by water company, for example, so that you don't ask us the question, because they are the same voters who are managing and they are not good in management. Are you saying that this project to go to the water company because you do not have instruments to govern the committees? Think about it. Yes, we need to think about it so that then the water company focuses on management. And instead of selling a 20-liter tin at 5 shillings, if they have so much, they can even cost it lesser. It will be 3 at 10, 4 at 10. Think about it, and members within the municipality just take up that matter. We need to find a solution to that. For those in municipality of Mali, have you thought about the water supply within the Mali Sultan municipality? How many water projects do we have within that area? And then what is so difficult with establishing a another water company within the municipality so that they go hand in hand? Members, we have to get these things to work. Otherwise, how do you expect the municipal manager and the board to work when the management of water services in that municipality is operated by more than 50 subcommittees who do not have the expertise to run that water? And every time they need monies from your wards, from the budget to repair, when they should have collected enough revenue and serviced and maintained those. Chairperson, you have so much to do. So invite the member, interrogate this report. Honorable Matreso, get your facts right so that then you present them before the committee for interrogation and we get that response on Wednesday at 2:30. But think about the long-term management of those projects by the respective water companies. Chairperson Committee on Water to give a response to general statement regarding the quarter. Chairperson Committee on Finance to give a response to a general statement regarding the Q1 financial year exchequer release status as at 30th of September.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 46, I rise to give a statement on the financial year 2023-2024 exchequer release status as of 30th September 2023. Mr. Speaker, sir, Article 228 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 provides that there shall be a control of budget who shall be nominated by the President and with the approval of the National Assembly appointed by the
Chairperson, you will save us some time.
Okay.
We will read the Constitution of ourselves. Take us to the gist of the matter.
Thank you. Well advised, Mr. Speaker, sir. As of 30th September 2023, the county government had received Kenya shillings 12,150,999 shillings of the development budget. This total receipt represents 0.4% disbursement of the total budget, development budget. The remaining balance of the development budget yet to be disbursed amounts to Kenya shillings 3,213,747,248 shillings. Mr. Speaker, sir, on the other hand, as of 30th September 2023, the county government had received Kenya shillings 1,194,783,095 shillings of the recurrent budget, with the county assembly receiving Kenya shillings 194,827,452 shillings, and the county executive receiving 999,955,643.
Chairperson, allow me to cut you short.
It's okay.
You know, you're presenting this information so that you break it to make people of Kadhonzweni to read it faster. What you're reading is a write-up, it's a composition. And an ordinary citizen, even if you publish this information on the website, it is not easy to follow. Why then can't you present this information in form of a table? That this Makueni total budget, how much you have received by 30 September, yes. What is the absorption and the percentage, and then you have a schedule for the department and how they have spent on development and current. Then you make your recommendations. But the way it is, an ordinary citizen may not follow this figure because a narrative. That's why your ward projects are broken down into particular specific projects and the amount allocated, so that citizens of Kadhonzweni can just look at it and know project X is 4 million. So how much time do you require?
Until tomorrow.
So you present it when?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow at 2:30?
Yes.
Do so, Chair.
Okay, thank you. Thank you,
And then moving forward, please present the information in that format, the observations and recommendations, so that then the ECM can be influenced by the findings.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Next order.
Order number 8, procedural motion, waiving notice period.
The leader of the majority party.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I beg to move the following procedural motion that notwithstanding the provisions of Standing Order number 60, Part 5B, this Assembly resolves to waive the notice period on the motion for adoption of the report of the Budget and Appropriations Committee on the consideration of the Makueni County financial year 2023-2024 Supplementary Budget 1, appearing on the order paper under order number 9. I honorably request the minority leader to second this motion. I thank you.
Honorable members, I propose the question, which is that notwithstanding provision of Standing Order number 60, paragraph 5B, this Assembly resolved to waive the notice period. The motion on the adoption of the report of the Budget and Appropriation Committee, the consideration of Makueni County financial year 2023-2024 Supplementary Budget 1, appearing on the order paper under order number 9. The floor is open for debate. Mover of the motion. Honorable members, I now put the question. The notwithstanding provision of Standing Order number 60, paragraph 5B, this Assembly resolved to waive the notice period on the motion for adoption of the report of the Budget and Appropriation Committee on the consideration of Makueni County financial year 2023-2024 Supplementary Budget 1, appearing in the order paper under order number 9. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 9, motion. The report of the Budget and Appropriation Committee on consideration of the Makueni County financial year 2023-2024 Supplementary Budget 1.
Chairperson, Budget and Appropriations Committee, to move a motion.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to move the following motion that this assembly endorse the report of Budget and Appropriation Committee on consideration of the Makueni County Financial Year 2023-2024 Supplementary Budget 1, laid on the table of the Assembly on 20th November 2023. Honorable Speaker, I would like to go through the report and I will summarize it in a few minutes. Honorable Speaker, the reason of preparation of the Supplementary Budget 1 for the year 2023-2024 were as follows: to appropriate the cash balances carried forward from financial year 2022 to 2023, to allocate allocation of funds to project carried forward from financial year 2022-2023. 3, provision for the salary review as per SRC recommendations. 4, payment of pending gratuity. 5, absorption of library staff into the county establishment. Enhance the emergency fund to address the anticipated effects of El Nino rains. So, Speaker, under SRC recommendation, the reason why we also have these supplementary budgets is to make sure that ECD teachers are employed permanent and pensionable, and also to make sure, and this one will find it on the amendments, about the community health promoters appropriation aid, whereby we are supposed to pay 6 months, and then the national government will pay the rest of the 6 months, that making one full year. And also, Mr. Speaker, as you are aware, once we do the supplementary budget, the suppliers who are not paid at the end of the year will be paid their amounts or their outstanding payments. Honorable Speaker, I will just go straight to the composition of the supplementary budget. 1, estimates. The submitted, submitted and tabled by 23rd, this is Makueni County Financial Year 2023-2024 Supplementary Budget 1 estimates. Mr. Speaker, the submitted and tabled financial year 2023-2024 Supplementary Budget 1 estimates amounted to 11,109,301,479, comprising of Kenya shillings 10,160,300,031 shillings, that is 91% allocation to the county executive, and 949,148 as allocation to the county assembly. Further analysis indicated that the total budget comprised of current budget personnel of operations and maintenance that amounted to 569,225,582. That is 68%. And development budget that amounted to 3,540,075,897. That is at 2%. The recurrent comprised of personnel budget that amounted to Kenya shillings 4,608,514,874. That is 41%. On the and operation and maintenance that amounted to 2,960,710,708. Economic classification, Mr. Speaker, you will see about compensation of employees, which were revised upward from 4.5 to 4.6. Use of goods and services 2.2, which was revised upwards to 2.3. Other recurrent 609 million was revised upward to 612 million. Then total 7.4 billion in the year 2022-2023. Now it has gone up to 7.5 in this financial year 2023-2024. And then the total expenditure as we compare 2022 and 2023 and our financial year 2023-2024, the current one is 10.7 And today we are talking of a budget of 11.1 billion. The Speaker, this budget will be financed from different sources, our own source revenue. Our equitable share from the national will be 8.4 billion, which is 76%. Conditional allocation and other loans and grants will be 799. Sorry, Mr. Speaker. I'm giving out yes, it will be 799,829,818. That is conditional allocation, other loans and grants. And then aggregate development services, 13 billion. Then it will be 13 billion, which is 0.1% of our total revenue. Our own source revenue has remained constant, which comprise 10.8% of our total revenue. Then financial year balances, which are carried forward, which comprise of 5.8% of our total revenue, making it 100% compared to financial year 2022, that is 11.19 billion. That is in these supplementary budget projections. Mr. Speaker, during the period, the total revenue realized by the account for the financial year 2023-2024 was Kenya shillings 1.5 billion, which is 15% out of the total budgeted revenue of 10.5 billion. That's revenue performance is indicated the table below. Equitable share, Mr. Speaker, in 2023-2024 budget estimates, the initial budget, we allocated 8.4 billion as our estimate, and what we have collected up to 30th September is 1.3. Now we have a balance to get from the equitable share from the Office of Control of Budget of 7 billion, which is left. Therefore, we have observed, or we have taken like 17% of that equitable share to our county. Conditional allocation loans and the grants, which was 912 million. We haven't collected or we haven't observed any. Those zero performance, and the amount remains the same at 912.82818. Count on source revenue. Our own source revenue is 1.2 billion. So far, we have collected 108 million, 55,016 shillings. Therefore, what is remaining is 1,011,944,984 shillings. The Speaker, I will just go to the own source revenue and how we have performed compared to the financial year 2022 and the 2023, Mr. Speaker. In the same quarter, or in the same, it's the same quarter, that is the first quarter of the year 2022, says we collected 11 million, so we budgeted 11.7 million, and this financial year 2023, we budgeted 15.7 billion, and so far we have collected 56,500, Mr. Speaker. And I will just go straight now to the percentage. Compared to the previous year, we have collected 28%. Land rates compared to the previous year, this year we have gone up by 3%. Single permits, last quarter or the last year, the same quarter, we collected 8.6. Now we are up, we have collected 150 million, which is 8%. We have gone up by 8%. The same quarter we have collected 41% up. Then we have 16% of parking fee, market fee. What I can say, Mr. Speaker, we have gone up by 16% of our total collection of our own source revenue as compared to the year 2022 and this year 2023, the first quarter. So we have gone up by 16%, and I can say the Department of Finance, Head of Treasury, the Waziri, is doing good with the technical, with our technical team. I will not go to comparison of the budgets, the initial budget and this budget. There are some variances there, and members, they can read for themselves, because at the end of the day, it will total to 11.1% compared to our previous year of 10.5 budget. Mr. Speaker, I will not go without mentioning about flagship projects, where we have some variances. As you are aware that, Mr. Speaker, some of these variances, because of we need to do feasibility study before the implementation of these projects, like Baban irrigation scheme. Mr. Speaker, it was allocated 75 million. We have reduced it by 68. Now we have 7 million for the feasibility study. Then the Adi Tunguni water project, which was 50, we have reduced it by 10 to make it 40. Mulima was 40, we have reduced by 30 million. Now it is 10. Nunguni's market, it was phase 1 was 65, we have reduced it by 60. Now we have 5 million. Education and ICT count services, phase 1, that it was 35 million, it has been reduced by 6 million. Now it is 29 million. Transport and infrastructure, green energy, installation at Makueni County Rural Hospital, it was 32, and now it is 29. So, Speaker, if you allow me, Mr. Speaker, those are some of the changes and the reason why we have this supplementary budget. I will just go to our recommendation as Budget and Appropriation Committee on the matters which has been raised, Mr. Speaker, and observation which we have done. Mr. Speaker, through our observation, during consideration of the Makueni County Financial Year 2023-2024 supplementary budget, estimate the committee made the following observations. 1, that the Makueni County Fruit Processing Plant Development and Marketing Authority was categorized as an entity with its own budget. 2, that the on-source revenue performance did meet the quarterly targets, and some revenue streams underperformed in comparison with the 2022-2023 first quarter performance. That the county recorded low development expenditure that amounted to 2.2, which is 0.07% absorption rate. The flagship project allocation were reduced to allow department to conduct feasibility studies and come up with the designs. Mr. Speaker, our recommendation as Budget and Appropriation Committee, therefore, the additional funding of 40 million for the Makueni County Fruit Processing Plant Development and Marketing Authority should be utilized to ensure self-sustenance in its operation and the entity through should not seek more funds from the county government in subsequent budgets. 2, that the Department of Finance and Socio-Economic Planning, the Committee on Finance and Socio-Economic Planning should ensure that on-source revenue meets the quarterly targets. The Committee of Finance and Socio-Economic Planning should table report within 14 days on the status of implementation of the Finance Act 2023 in line with the revenue streams target after the adoption of this report. Mr. Speaker, our sister committee should do so that at least we have the information, and also the information is available for the general public. Number 3, the county government should fast-track implementation of development projects and the programs to improve absorptions in order to achieve the enhanced efficiency for economic growth and the community resilience. So, Speaker, we have a report for the first quarter on implementation, which I know as Budget and Appropriation Committee will be tabling it here within 14 days. So I can say we are up to date with that, and we have to table it so that the House can make decision on the same. Number 4, the flagship projects affected by allocation or deduction should be prioritized in the financial year 2024 and 2025 budget estimates. So Speaker, that is the summary of this supplementary budget. Mr. Speaker, therefore, I take this opportunity to thank you, all the members, the committee, for their valuable contribution during discussion on the financial year 2023-2024 supplementary budget 1. Further, the committee thanks the Office of the Speaker and the Clerk of the County Assembly for the facilitation accorded during consideration of the financial year 2023-2024 supplementary budget 1. On behalf of the Select Committee on Budget and Appropriation, and on pursuant to the provision of Section 135 of Public Finance Management Act 2012, it is my pleasure and duty to present the Assembly, to present to this Assembly the committee report for the adoption and to approve the Makueni County financial year 2023-24 supplementary budget 1 estimates. Honorable Speaker, I call upon Honorable Member Mutuku from Zakika to second.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I write to second, and I'll use very few words. I'm happy that the supplementary budget was exhaustively discussed by the House and the Executive. We have discussed, we've agreed on so many issues, but we have taken painful decisions, Mr. Speaker, because we have some cuts in some areas which are very sensitive. However, Mr. Speaker, I must say I'm also happy because the Kalamba Fruit Processing Plant has been given a boost of 40 million, giving us a total of about 100 million, which will go a long way in making it more sustainable. Mr. Speaker, therefore, I raise your second and request the members to actually support the motion because the budget, supplementary budget, is one of the best. Thank you.
Members, I propose a question that this Assembly adopt the report of the Budget and Appropriations Committee consideration of Makueni County financial year 2023-2024 supplementary budget 1 laid on the table of Assembly on 20th of November year 2023. The floor is open. Mover of the motion.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I request the members to approve this budget because of the reasons you have given, and also to make sure that the account keeps running. Honorable Speaker, thank you, and I ask the members to support.
Honorable members, I now put the question that this Assembly adopt the report of the Budget and Appropriation Committee on the consideration of Makueni County financial year 2023-2024 supplementary budget 1 laid on the table of Assembly on 20th of November year 2023. Ayes have it. Honorable members. Time being 17:00 hours, the House stands adjourned until tomorrow, 21st of November year 2023 at 09:30 hours.
Yes.